Anan, young and earnest, knelt before the old master beneath the Bodhi tree. His eyes were full of questions that had been growing inside him for years. "Master," he said, voice barely louder than the wind, "I want to know, what is enlightenment? What does it really mean?" The master didn't answer right away. He is just calm, steady, and unreadable. Then he reached into his robe and pulled out a scroll. "If you truly want to know," the master said, "take this to the temple across the valley. When you return, I'll give you your answer." That was it. No explanations, no hints, just a scroll, tied neatly with a red thread. So Anan bowed, tucked the scroll into his robe, and began his descent down the mountain. The trail was steep and winding, flanked by tall grass and scattered stones. His sandals kicked up dust as he went, the sun climbing slowly above the trees. Halfway down the mountain, the path widened into a road that led to the village. And that's when Anan saw it. On one side of the street, a grand feast was taking place. Laughter filled the air. Men and women in golden robes and silver jewelry clinked cups of wine and tore into roasted meats. Perfume hung thick in the air, and music floated from the courtyards. But just a few steps away, in the shade of the wall, sat the opposite world. A gaunt woman with hollow eyes held a sick child. A beggar with torn clothes picked at a handful of rice on the ground. A man, thin as a rake, coughed so violently it bent him in half. Anan stopped walking. His eyes darted between the two worlds, luxury and suffering, existing side by side. He frowned. "Why? Why is life like this?" he muttered. "How can there be such a big difference between people?" He clutched the scroll tighter, heart heavy. If only they knew what enlightenment was. Maybe then, he sighed. And yet, even I haven't figured it out. He looked down at the scroll tucked into his robes. "The Book of Enlightenment," the master had said. "Maybe it's in here. Maybe the answer's inside." Anan hesitated. His fingers twitched. Then, curiosity won. He sat beneath a tree by the riverbank, away from the eyes of others. The golden afternoon sun danced on the water. With trembling hands, he untied the red thread and gently unrolled the scroll. Blank. He blinked, turned the scroll over. I looked again, still blank. Not a single word. "What?" he whispered. "Did the master give me the wrong scroll?" Confused, maybe a little embarrassed, Anan rolled it back up and stood. He didn't go to the other temple. Instead, he turned around and climbed back up the mountain. The sky was dark by the time he returned. The lanterns glowed warmly through the temple windows. He found the master sitting in the hall. Anan dropped to his knees. "Master," I peeked. The master opened his eyes slowly. "I opened the scroll. I really wanted to know, but it's empty. There's nothing in it." The master nodded slightly. "I know." Anan blinked. "Then, was it a mistake? Did you give me the wrong one?" "No," the master said. "That is the Book of Enlightenment." Anan's face twisted in frustration. "But it's blank." The master chuckled gently. "And yet it has already taught you something." Anan was silent. The master looked at Anan for a long, quiet moment. Then he said softly, "Enlightenment. It's not some final point you arrive at. It's not a trophy. It's just a word, a name people give to something they don't fully understand." He unrolled the blank scroll between them, letting it catch the flicker of lantern light. "Look at this scripture. Not a single word on it. And yet, it's called the Book of Enlightenment." "Why?" Anan stayed silent, listening. The master continued. "Because the scroll doesn't create the words. People do. Just like life doesn't give meaning on its own. It's us, with our thoughts, our actions, that write the story. Right here," he tapped his heart. "The real practice is taking care of what's happening here and now in your own mind. Every single thought, every little intention, that's what shapes your path." He let the scroll roll itself shut. "Everything we cling to, all the names, the things, the goals, they rise from emptiness and one day return to it. Just like this scroll. The best practice is learning not to hold on too tightly, not to be bound to this or that. Just walk with awareness. That's enough. And something inside Anan cracked wide open. Tears welled up in his eyes. I've always been chasing something out there, he said, voice trembling. I got so caught up in seeking answers, in comparing myself, in chasing what looked right. I forgot about what was happening inside me. He bowed, forehead touching the floor, and whispered, "Thank you, Master, for helping me remember my heart." From that day on, Anan paid attention to his inner changes and the ups and downs of his thoughts. The Master said that only by understanding one's mind and seeing one's nature can one achieve enlightenment.